Good morning, good morning. It's Mike. Just wanted to go ahead and go over a daily recap. I'm going to hit on yesterday because I didn't do that yesterday. I woke up way late, got into the market for literally one trade that yesterday morning. Traded a little bit last night just to kind of get my toe in the water. I normally don't like trading the night session. Simply because the volume and volatility sometimes isn't there. So I typically have to move my take profit a little bit closer. Really pay attention to scalping on that one. And then I'm going to go over a little bit of what happened today. Today was a little bit of a wishy-wash day. Had some mistakes that I made and kind of going to tick back to them a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a peek into yesterday. So yesterday got in for um, one trade. Now, granted, this screen's also going to tell you what I did last night too for one trade. But we're overall not bad. Got in, woke up, like the what I saw yesterday as far as overall, I guess, momentum and everything else. Yesterday, my Ninja Trader was working completely, so I had my cumulative delta, I had my volume oscillator, I had everything I needed to go ahead and really hone in. Today was a little different because I didn't have half of that working, so I was kind of not necessarily flying by the seat of my pants, but definitely more price action oriented. Trying to follow trends and trying to pick up maybe a little bit here and there. So yesterday wise, what was yesterday? That's 40. So this is the one that was last night. Ba-ba-ba. This should have been yesterday morning. Um, I was for whatever reason when I get into the market late, I'm a little bit hesitant on I guess the whole aspect of it. Right here, I honestly got lucky on it because it was ranging. Yesterday was just a lot of range towards the end of the trading day. I wish I would have caught a couple of these moves earlier, like right at 8 o'clock was a nice move. Um, that was beautiful when market open was in a great downtrend yesterday. Um, but when I got in at, oh God, 10 o'clock, it was ranging, but I still wanted to, kind of pick and choose my spots a little bit. So I did take a long entry here. I closed it out. It was literally, a little point and a half, 2 point scalp. So anywhere between 6 and 8 ticks. That's what I normally trade. And, we got in and out pretty quickly. Now, I also took another one here towards the very end. Pretty much I had to go to work, so I was getting in and out fairly decently. The nice part about this, obviously my volume was going up. I did have my cumulative delta working yesterday. Unfortunately, today it is not working. So Ninja Trader, help me out, please. So everything was pointing in the right direction for both of those. Felt confident in both of those trades. Obviously not too confident. I should have let that run up a little bit to about here. Would have been great. But here was fantastic for me as far as hitting a little bit of that downturn there. Today or last night was fairly simple for me as far as picking and choosing. It entries seemed pretty good, and typically I don't take a short. Typically, I don't take a short when it's above the 50 EMA, especially when it's overnight and the volume's kind of going pretty close to even keel. But for whatever reason, saw the setup, got really, obviously there was a lot of resistance here. And so I was like, you know what? There's not a whole lot of support on this end. Let's take her down. Let's see what happens when you got, two very large sell off candles like that. I want to say last night, Cumulative Delta did show, quite a bit of sellers coming in during that specific time. So just kind of took it down, let it run. To where I wanted right about here. If you look across, that was a pretty good area for me to get the hell out of Dodge. So overnight session was pretty good. Which brings us to today. Really wish. So I did wake up a hair later than I wanted to. I love looking at pre-market and kind of getting in right around like that 7:40 ish, maybe 7:35 ish. Give about 5-10 minutes for the market to do the thing. 7:30 for me, 9:30 for East Coast time. But then I didn't actually get into the market until damn near like eight something, maybe even nine. I just kind of I've been working a lot with my other job, so the R&R is much needed. Um, but here kind of got, it was a good setup for me because, and again, this was all without one of my, a couple of things that I needed or that I feel comfortable with. But volume was looking really good during this. It was an uptrend all the way. But for whatever reason, I got a little skittish, and I don't know why. Normally, when it's a solid trend like this, everything's working in my favor. I'm seeing good volume come through. Um, I don't know if maybe not having that last security blanket for me, maybe it is a security blanket. I felt a little skittish. So, I mean, this was great in a sense that, we ended or we closed, with a good amount of buyers in there. But the wick coming all the way down and almost, getting the same amount as that prior one kind of made me a little nervous. I was thinking it was going to turn around. And I was right in the sense that it turned around. But I could have gone out with my normal 2 pointer. I didn't have to take this rinky dink, two tick, half a point. I could have did my normal and been scot free in a really good position. This one here got me a little bit. I was thinking, when it came down, awesome. We're having some good, trending momentum here. It went underneath my 50 MA. I'm looking at different areas here. I should have, in my mind, said no because there's some really good support line here. So that would have bounced off. I didn't see it. I just didn't look at it the way I normally look at it. Friday, mine's fried. So um, so I got stopped out here. That was my big loss for the day because I ended up doing quite a few contracts. Like I scaled up quite a bit. I was feeling good throughout the week. So I was like, you know what? Let's take it. Let's run with it. And probably shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is today. Entry here, got pretty much all of it back where I needed to. I kind of picked and choose that one a little bit more. I did have the opportunity to hop on Tradeovate and look at the cumulative delta on there. Now, the timing was a little bit off on theirs compared to NinjaTrader, so I was really trying to just piece it together as much and as best as I could to feel a little bit more confident. Stopped out on this one. I was thinking significant uptrend, a lot of great volume here. So, and excuse the noise in the back. Kiddo's kind of going nuts in the living room right now. Friday, he's playing like crazy. But got stopped out here. I thought she was gonna kind of continue down a little bit and maybe tap this support line. I thought maybe that would have been a good move. Now, granted, it did do that. Honestly, I just I pre-shot myself. I did not wait long enough in order for it to happen, and I sometimes do that to where itchy trigger finger, gotta get in, and it's not necessarily fear of missing out. I look at the setup and I go, awesome, we're starting to taper off a little bit. Had two really good sell-offs, came up. This guy had, was coming down. He had a big wick come down. I was thinking, man, all right, awesome. Seller's gonna get in. We're gonna drive it down. We're gonna be good. Well, I should have put my stop loss a little bit higher. And I didn't. I literally put it right at the top of the wick. If I would have been another, 2 points or two ticks higher, I'd have been hog heaven golden all the way down. But I didn't. Again, mistake. So I had two bad losers today. But I had enough. I had really some good winners to make up for it. I was still green for the day, which is awesome, and we'll get into that. Entry here because I felt like it was going to come down. The cumulative delta on Tradeovate showed it, and it obviously kept on going pretty much right to this resistance area here. I mean, yeah, support area here. And so now that's where we're sitting. For so if we flop over now, this one does not register the last trade that I took, but just to give you an idea, like I said, I had some massive losers today. I had one long small trade that was a good winner, but overall, this is saying 675. It's more than that, because see if I can pull this into screen. We're looking at 762 of profit on one of them, 250 on the other. So it's before commissions, great day. Before commissions, that's $1,000 day. After commissions, because I did trade a shit ton of contracts. Um, and like I said, I was feeling frisky. So after commissions, I want to say it was like 850. So that's a lot of commission. So if you're a new trader, don't do that. You'll be paying out the ass in commissions. You got to have a hell of a day in order to make up for the amount of money that you're processing. And if you guys are watching and commenting, I already know I'm doing a lot of rookie mistakes. But I look at it this way: if you don't do the mistakes, you're never going to fully, come full circle as far as what you're going to want to do. Um, and I'm slowly building momentum, slowly trying to go ahead and get that going. We're gonna do a weekly recap here shortly because, like I said, pretty stoked about the week. So, guys, if you're still trading, keep on going. Happy Friday and have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys on Monday.